Good evening, folks, and welcome to the War Party Paranormal Radio Show, where we will discuss all things paranormal. Hear firsthand eyewitness accounts from fellow team members and special guests. Now, for lead investigator and your host, Eric Vanderlaan, and co-host, Michael Del Toro.
What's up, my paranormal people? Happy Monday. I hope everyone had a good weekend. We fared up pretty good with the hurricane and everything, but I am super excited about this show. It's gonna be an amazing show, probably one of our best shows ever. But my name is Eric. I am your host of War Party Paranormal Radio and the team leader of War Party Paranormal. And I have my man over there.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. My name is Mike Del Toro. I'm a tech specialist and case manager with War Party Paranormal. And yeah, I'm super excited as well. We got some awesome guests with us tonight. And I'm going to let Eric finish telling you what we're getting into.
Yeah, so if you remember our last show, we had Cody from The New Reality, and we were talking about our most favorite thing to do, which is the DELCO Experiment. So this is almost going to be like a part two. So we're going to talk about Virginia City and the Para Experience 2022 event that we came back from a few weeks ago. But this time we have two special guests that were our sacrificial lambs that weekend for the DELCO Experiment. So we have the good witch, Patti Negri, and she's very good. And we also have the amazing Natalie Jones. She's the CEO of Paraflixx. They both had the chance to do the DELCO Experience, and Patti already has her goggles, right, Mike?
Yeah, she just got them, so that's awesome.
She's going to be rocking them soon, so it'll be amazing to see what else she gets. But we had some amazing sessions. Unfortunately, the sessions were pretty long. Couldn't condense it, but I put in the best parts so everyone will be able to see that. So I don't know. I don't think I'm going to waste any more time, and I'm going to start with the intro. Let's get this started. So here we go.
You have no idea.
As we're doing what's called we call it the DELCO Experiment. My buddy Mike Del Toro, he was the one who created this experiment. So basically what it is like the Estes. Everyone knows what the Estes is. So Patti has noise canceling headsets, and we're feeding the SB7 spirit box to there. So that's the Estes, but instead of the blindfold, we're using the goggles, and this is what's used for the Gansfeld experiment, and they used it to test ESP, sensory deprivation, and they would feed white noise through headsets instead of an SB7 spirit box. But whenever we get someone that's like a medium or sensitive, amazing things happen. So cross my fingers. So she's like in a trance-like state for maybe we'll do 5 minutes and we'll get started.
But when I was under the method, I saw the bricks melting, and then I'm not even kidding, the walls started closing in like this. And I'm like,
hey guys, we're getting ready to do the raffle.
That's awesome.
Melting bricks.
That's
and
crazy.
Then like liquid.
Yes.
They became liquid, and then they became like
you
dimensional.
said,
Like an acid goggles. Like an acid trip. Anything you with that one?
Awesome.
I guess it is like an acid trip, right? We'll find out. So without further ado, we'll bring our guests up one by one, and we'll start off with Natalie. Hey, Natalie, welcome to the
Natalie.
show.
Hi.
Long
That
time
was
no
so
see.
cool.
That was awesome. You were amazing. You had a great session, so it's going to be really cool to show it off and show people what happened.
Yeah,
Definitely.
Thank you so much for having us.
Yeah, definitely.
Right.
Happy to have you guys here for sure.
All right, so let's bring in the good witch, Patti Negri. Hey, Patti.
Hey, Patti.
Hi, everybody. This is fun. Thanks for having me on. Thanks for having us on. Hi,
Yeah,
all.
my pleasure. And by the way, I want to thank both of you guys from the bottom of all of our hearts, all the support you've been giving us.
Yeah.
It's really amazing. It's like, it blows my mind away. Like,
Yeah,
I really appreciate
very
that.
grateful. Thank you so much.
So we're not going to waste time. There you go. You should have came
I
on
can't
with the
stand it.
goggles,
I want to
Patti.
put them on. No.
No, put them on real quick. Try them on. Test them out.
No, thank
That's
you so
awesome.
much
Those are more
for all of
comfortable.
your support. We really appreciate it.
Absolutely. You guys are doing great stuff. And yeah, no, for sure. It's awesome. So everything that you guys are doing, and it's very cool to have you guys here for sure. So Eric, did you have a clip in mind that you wanted to play and then talk about it?
Yeah, what we're going to do is the way the show's going to go down is we're going to talk about Natalie's experience the first half. And then the second half, we'll talk about Patti's. And I'm just going to go straight through the clips. I got 3 for Natalie, and then we'll talk to Natalie and get her feedback on it.
What I was going to say is real quick, just for our listeners and some of the people that are watching, if you're unfamiliar with the experiment that we're talking about, we kind of dubbed it the DELCO experiment because of my last name. And I came up with it. So basically what it is it's a cross between the Ganzfeld experiment and the Estes method. With the Ganzfeld experiment, you put ping pong balls half cut over your eyes and you shine a red light at it. And then you listen to white noise and you get into like a trance-like state where they would test ESP and things of that nature and early governmental experiments. So what I wanted to do was kind of mix the two. And instead of bringing ping pong balls with us and tape and this and that and lights and stuff out into a haunted location to test these things, I came up with the idea of, all right, let me see if I can build a portable pair of goggles that we could bring with us, that we could throw in our gear and break them out and do a session. And that's how this all became. And it's been producing some amazing results. And that's how it got started.
And it's like taking acid without the drugs, so it's even better.
Yeah, which is kind of funny because I don't know, years ago there was a thing going around like on the news and stuff like that, where there was like kids, like somebody got hurt and that's why it was like in the news, but they were doing like synthetic drugs like that weren't like it's almost like binary, I forget the name, binary beats is what they call it, where you listen to frequencies and different frequencies and it'll mimic different things. You can actually use the goggles for multiple things like meditation. You can use them for the Ganzfeld experiment itself and then also this. But like if you listen to certain frequencies, there's different frequencies that trick your brain into doing different things. And plus with the red lights, it can give you like a hallucinogenic effect.
Interesting. Yeah, that makes sense because with the binaural beats frequency that you're talking about, having headphones on, it sends a direct specific frequency to one ear and then to the other, so that it has a specific type of balance, like a hemisync in the brain, which would really make sense with my experience. Not to give too much away yet, with the goggles, because it really is like a haunted, like an expand, contract type of.
Yeah, and then it also, so instead of just the ear and meditation sensory through your brain from your ears, you also have the visual side of it as well, and the deprivation. But yeah, Eric, let's roll it and go.
And then one thing I wanted to say real quick that Patti mentioned after she did it, it's like we were talking about even before that, was setting up a heart monitor.
Yes.
I want to get like a whole vital sign machine like on a pole like that they have in a hospital, and I want to hook all that stuff up and do it. I actually
In a haunted hospital.
right? and watch people's vitals as they're doing the experiment. And like another thing I wanted to do was maybe have a scientist or somebody that does neurological stuff come out and test sensors and see what's happening during these experiments and with different people. I really want to dive into this more science side of it as well.
Yeah, because it was my heart. I felt my heart rate changing, and I wasn't working out. I wasn't running. I wasn't that, because I'm pretty body aware of things, and I could imagine having all those heart tests up, brain tests up. You're going to get a lot.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it'd be very interesting to see what parts of the brain are firing and different things why that's going on.
Yeah,
definitely.
All right, so let's start with our first sacrificial lamb, of the Delco experience. Oh, by the way, this was in Tahoe. This is not Tahoe. That was last year. This was Virginia City, Nevada. We were in the Silver Queen Hotel.
Yeah, for PEX, for PEX Paranormal Experience, right?
Yep, and stay tuned for 2023 because from what I hear, it's going to be pretty amazing. But I can't give out any secrets, so yeah, stay tuned for that. But here we go.
Awesome.
All right. You ready to get started? Okay.
Hi. Hello. Is there someone who wants to talk to us? Yes. Jealous. Do you have Satan?
Can you tell us your name?
Tunnel.
Tunnel? Tunnel? Did you mine for silver in a tunnel?
Truth.
What do you want to know about the truth? We want to talk to you. Do you have a message for us?
Matt.
What's the message?
You want to talk to Matt?
What happened to your leg? Don't speak.
Were you involved in that awful fire?
Just stop it.
Why do you want me to stop? I'm here out of respect. I just want to learn about you.
It's really weird.
What's weird?
I've never heard a box do this before. You either don't understand newfangled equipment. Back and forth.
Is someone holding you back from talking to us?
Satan.
What about Satan? That's not going to scare us.
Her.
Stop who? Who's her?
Spanish words.
¿Hablas español? Vamos a comunicar.
Spanish words.
¿Cómo se llama?
Buenas.
Buenas.
Wow.
Buenas, ¿cómo está?
Está bien.
You have a problem with your stomach? Your
Fuck
system?
you.
Fuck me, that wasn't very nice.
You don't have the balls.
Don't have the balls for what? Pretty big balls. We're here in the dark talking to you, and you're saying you're Satan. And I don't think anyone here is scared. It's not working.
Satan.
Yeah, you said Satan. What about Satan? That's not going to scare us. Are you human or inhuman? Spanish-speaking demon. Orale! See, no one here is scared. No one's here scared. Satan doesn't scare us. So if you want to scare us, you're going to have to be more convincing. We know fear feeds into your energy. So if you're looking for energy from that, there's ain't going to happen tonight. You want us to go?
Patty.
Yeah, Patty's right next to you.
Right here. Do you have a message for me?
That's pretty cool, getting Satan 3 times.
Yeah, and kind of answering a question very intelligently.
I think you're Satan, though.
Yeah, well,
I don't think you're Satan either.
I think you're like maybe one of his cowardly helpers.
I'm getting bombarded with, like,
Are you shushing us?
I feel like I'm being stabbed in the back of my head and the front of my head all at the same time. I'm fine. Just letting you know. Is that Natalie talking?
Did someone stab you in the head? Were you murdered here?
Why go to the crypt?
What's in the crypt?
Was your body put in the crypt?
So what people don't know, yeah, that was cool. So what people don't know,
Hold on, that was my first time seeing that. I know, Eric, you came over the other night. We watched a couple different clips, and we're looking at some stuff.
I hasn't seen everything.
I didn't see all that.
Yeah, that was cool.
Super amazing. I mean, question, response, and relevant.
Yeah, so there's like a lot more. Those are like the best parts. But what was weird was like you mentioned the crypt at the end, and people don't know the Washoe Club is just down the street. And inside it is a place called the Crypt, and that used to be the morgue back when during the mining days, like in the late 1800s. They like stacked the bodies, like I don't know, like maybe a story or two high. It was like crazy.
Wow.
But and other thing that's interesting, I don't know if you guys noticed towards the end, but Natalie, you were holding the EDI, and the pressure light was going off. There was change in pressure, so that was really cool.
Yeah, there was vibration, which, I mean, I know you're holding it in your hand, but you know, it's a geophone. So for it the vibration was going off and the pressure, and yeah, there was a lot of fluctuation. I mean, the temperature could be because it's in your hand, body heat, things like that. But yeah, the pressure.
But for the pressure to go off, that's very rare. So
yeah,
that was pretty interesting. But before you talk, I'm going to show another video of you getting out, because I know you want to talk about it. I'm going to show a video right when you get out of the Estes to get your experience, and you're telling about what was going on through your mind. So here we go.
I've never heard the
the
SB7 do that before, and it didn't start until didn't start doing that until
Doing what?
I started talking and giving responses. He's going.
We didn't hear it.
I can hear it.
And it did it about 6 or 7 times in between, and every time it would do it, I just felt like this really deep, heaviness come around me. And at one point I had a sharp pain on both sides of my head, like someone was trying to stab me like that.
But it's different for everyone. Like, you got visuals, and then she felt like stuff.
Physical stuff.
Yeah, physical, yeah.
Heavy and
Giving me visuals, what I felt was a increase in extrasensory, and then it would dial down, and then it would expand and get more intense. But it was just really distracting with the SB7 normal, and then.
So, what are your thoughts?
Could be mimicking like an alarm.
I actually feel angry. I'm a little bit pissed off.
We were under the impression that whoever was coming through wasn't human, right? And you kept on saying Satan. Almost like you're trying to scare us, but like we were like, you know, talking back saying that it's not working. Satan doesn't scare us. And
yeah, I was like, why? Here we go again. Like, well, I gotta say it because
yeah.
another one. I don't know. So.
It's pretty cool though.
yeah,
But yeah, I did experience that expand.
It's more direct.
Like
breathing, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
I want to give it. Yeah, it's cool, right? So I want to give a quick shout out to Paravibes Only. They were at Virginia City. That's Erica and Carrie. They gave me some footage to use for the intro, and I also want to thank Gavin, one of your Paraflixx guys, Into the Shadows. He gave me the drone shot. And also a shout out to Ernesto, our teammate. He writes all the music for us. He's like a big rock star. He's out on tour right now. I think I got everybody. So
Natalie,
love the music.
Let's just let you roll with it and kind of tell us whatever it is that you want to talk about as far as that goes, what that session.
Just honestly rewatching all of that, because obviously I couldn't see from the outside what was going on, and I'm a little bit blown away. But another side of this is that it brings me right back to that moment, like going through all of that with everybody, and Patti sitting there next to me, and the emotions that I was feeling that night, or that went along with that experience. It's like feeling it all over again times 10, just like seeing it, and seeing Patti there with me and everything. And you're right, those responses were very intelligent.
Girl power.
I got goosebumps. I still have them from watching that.
No, it's like seeing myself in that position and going through that experience. For me, it is a bit of emotional, but the whole thing was that, with those goggles, that's exactly what it was like. It's like this expanding, and then it was like it would contract, like you could feel the energy And whenever responses were coming through the box, it's like they were pinpointed. Some of them were distorted, like the moments where it would kind of expand was when it was like you were really, really dialed in and you could hear everything really clearly. And then once Satan started coming through like multiple times, that's when it got weird. And I wasn't really in like I was in a trance state. So I wasn't like in a coherent awareness like I usually am, like processing what was really coming through. And so for me, it was like all of a sudden, looking back when that was happening, that's when the SB7 started making these, it's almost like the sound of a speaker blowing, right? And so it was odd because I'd never had that experience before, not just with the SB7, but also, you know, doing the extrasensory deprivation type methods. And so going back and seeing that and all of the different responses that came through, it's pretty cool. So yeah.
Did it so basically not only did we get relative responses, you physically felt something, you saw visuals, right? Did you see any visuals?
So to be honest with you, no.
Okay.
More feeling.
I did not get any visuals. If I did, I was in a very much trance state. I don't remember the part where I felt like I was being stabbed in the front or the back of my mind. I don't know what the reason for that would be. Do you think
that could be somebody or something trying to tell you like that was where they were injured or something happened? Like that's what, or do you feel like it was something trying to be malicious, or do you feel like they're just trying to explain something? Or
no, I look, when you open yourself up like that, you're open to you know, many different types of you know, not just the vibrational energy, but those things that are the vibration. And there's so many different types of things going on with that unseen, you know, like over 99% of what is actually real is unseen, right? So my feeling on it was that it wasn't that I was necessarily being attacked, but it was a part of the process of my mind and my brain kind of probably experiencing some type of you know, that physiological effect that went along with that. I will say that I did feel a bit angry, as you can see in the video, but it didn't last very long. I think that I was more it was more of like a residual type thing that came through and passed really quick. There was just so much that was going on. It's really hard to say with just one you know, one session with it, but I'm blown away. I think that's amazing. And another side of this that we didn't see was of course the part where you see in the video about the information about the crypt coming out, and Matt, well, of course you saw Matt Benton was standing there, and you know, he has a plaque up on the wall at Old Washoe Club, and I knew that that there was different rooms in Old Washoe. We had taken a tour there, but it wasn't in the forefront of my mind that that's what it was. And so when I kind of came to and you know, we started talking to Matt, he said, well, this was my introduction into the paranormal, was the Old Washoe Club, and you know, my experience in the crypt. So everything that you were saying went along with that, and that's what led us to go, Patti and Matt and Joe and I to go back to Old Washoe that night to the crypt. And Patti did some more sensory deprivation, and I did as well. I don't know how that quite turned out, but this is just watching it. It's a bit mind blowing. It takes me right back.
When you look at it, when you look at yourself under, and we're asking the questions because you don't know what we were asking.
Yeah,
you get like a totally different perspective, right?
It completely. It's almost like reliving it again, but watching it is a whole different vibe.
And you're very spiritual. You're very like into vibrations and things. Like this is like right up your alley, right?
Yeah.
And I have a question, Patti. You were asking questions. I wasn't able to put everything, but you were sensing things as well, right? while she was under.
Yeah, that was it, because I wanted to keep the focus on her because she was going the experience, but there was so much stuff going on in there, and I had not too long before just done it myself. So you get into these different states. I've been practicing the altered state thing for a long time, but this just took it to new heights.
Yes.
Yeah.
and it's so awesome to hear you guys' experiences with this and everything, because you guys are, obviously very experienced and
very reputable in the paranormal field too.
Yeah, exactly. And very experienced with different things and trying different stuff. And to hear you guys talk about it the way that you are and almost getting emotional at points, right? It's mind-blowing to me. And it's just really interesting. Very, very interesting.
We just want to make people cry. Get them emotional.
I'm not crying.
Yeah, so that was cool. It was amazing to have both of you do it.
But I mean, that just shows, like, when somebody is getting like, not emotional like that way, but like an emotional, like, it shows that it's real, right? It shows that you're really experiencing these things.
There's real emotions
really going on, and stuff is really happening. And it's really like you guys said, want to spread awareness about this experiment, because just seeing the couple people, there's not that many pairs out there of these goggles. I did one, for a raffle, gave away to a Unknown Paranormal, a team in Canada, and they've been doing stuff, and they've been sending me clips and stuff.
Michael Vieira.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just so wild to hear, and it's awesome. And I just
New Reality's getting a pair too.
Yeah, absolutely. So now, one question I have real quick that I want to ask you, because I ask everybody that's done it, is how do you feel after, when you take them off, compared to when you finish an Estes method? Like, like the difference between the two in your physical feeling. Like when you take them off, like, do you feel groggy? Do you feel less groggy? Do you feel more groggy? How would you explain, like, the difference between the two?
Yeah, so all experiences just in general are very different. Like, I would say, even if I were to go and do another session this time, it's really just about that specific experience. But overall, generally, to answer that question, there was a different type of aftershock to that. I think you could clearly see that I was a little bit like deer in the headlights, no pun intended. So I just, and no, it was, it almost felt like subconsciously, or, those brain waves were definitely affected differently, because like I said, there was that sense of expanding and pinpointing and hearing things very clearly. And then the SB7 went crazy. So with, just my past experience doing that.
I would love to find out if that SP7 was malfunctioning around the same time the pressure dropped on the EDI.
Yeah,
we'll have to watch it back and see.
It started about halfway through, and it kept doing it. It would go in and out, and it was like blowing the speaker in my ear, and it was.
And you felt like the whole time you felt a lot of discomfort too. I could like feel that, like you didn't feel comfortable.
Yeah,
like,
I started to feel uncomfortable. Yeah, I've never felt that uncomfortable ever doing an Estes extrasensory deprivation. So it's definitely interesting. I mean, I would love to kind of continue to go through and do that, have more sessions just to kind of compare and see what because again, I even did the regular Estes that night, and it didn't have that type of effect on me. It was.
We got a question here from Scotty, our founder of War Party.
Do you feel like you are waking up or coming back into your body?
Oh, that's a really good question. So, okay.
Just for you, Patti, as well. I'd like to hear your response.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when I took the goggles off, it was like I came back into the 3D. It was like I was a little bit of I guess you could. I mean, I've had an out of body. It was definitely not out of body, but it was definitely, once everything stopped, it was like, okay, I'm back type of feeling, if that makes sense.
And Patti?
Yeah, to me, it was definitely coming back into my body. I had been on a trip well outside of my body again, which is something I've perfected and worked on for years and years. And this just took it to new levels. So, and my different, well, wait till my turn. My Estes method doesn't do that to me. I don't know why. Maybe because we all have our different, we see, we smell, we taste, all our clairvoyant, all those are
You have
different.
a lot of visuals.
I've got, yes, tons visuals and body movements and tons of visuals. And Estes leaves a sort of flat. I can get things and we're getting, but I don't go elsewhere with it for some reason. This I completely did. Completely.
Agreed.
It's mind blowing. Sorry guys, but it's halfway through, so we got to run our little promo that we do for our sponsor, and
then we're gonna run your promos.
Yeah. So our sponsor, we're sponsored by the Ghost Hunter store. They sell all kinds of different equipment, and what they do is we're gonna do a raffle once a month. So guys that are listening, or girls, and everybody that's listening or watching,
Patti Natalie.
If you go to our YouTube channel and you comment on this video once it's published after we're live, and the code word is going to be, let's make it Paraflixx. All right. So if you put Paraflixx in the comments, you get a chance to win a $50 gift card to the Ghost Hunter store raffle at the beginning of next month. Awesome. So definitely, that's the keyword for tonight. Paraflixx. Put that in the comments, and you will be entered to win. Now I just got to
get your money.
Got to find the clip.
Oh, I know where it is.
Do it.
There we go.
What's up, my paranormal peeps? I'm Eric Vanderlaan, and I'm the host of War Party Paranormal Radio, and also the team leader of War Party Paranormal Research. And we got an exciting announcement to let you guys know tonight, and it involves stuff like this, and my co-host is going to tell you all about it.
What's up, guys? I'm Mike Del Coro with War Party, obviously. We are a technical team, and we always have people ask us, where can we get equipment like this? Well, you can get it from the ghosthunterstore.com. We got a nice little sponsorship worked out with them. We're going to be doing some giveaways, so stay tuned. Very, very cool, and go check them out at theghosthunterstore.com.
Peace.
All right.
Can I get in the raffle?
Yeah, do it, man.
No. We're all gonna raffle.
You're not gonna win. Do it.
Yeah, of course. I can get my winnings. But yeah, so I know we also got some things that we're going to promote. Halloween's around the corner. So we have Paraflixx coming up. And I got a couple clips that Patti sent me. So
Natalie.
No, but it's Patti too, right?
Yes.
Oh yeah, it is me too. But she does all the work part.
All right, here we go.
So she would.
We're one and the same. It's fine.
Yeah, exactly. You guys were like all together the whole time for Genius City.
Yeah.
Very cool. Here we go.
What's wrong?
I saw a figure.
These two.
You make the light go off? Okay, thank you.
Very cool.
Awesome.
And Natalie, for people who don't know Paraflixx, can you tell what Paraflixx is all about, how to get it, and the awesome things that are on there?
Yeah, so a big shout out to Gavin and Paula Kelly from Into the Shadows Entertainment for everything that they've done for Paraflixx, and of course all of the work that they've been doing with y'all to bring together a really cool Hallowflix special coming up here on Halloween. And a big shout out to Mike Hatcher, our executive producer, who puts together all of our amazing graphic design and video design. So Hallowflix is our network theme during the month of October to celebrate all things spooky. We have a big Scream Streams event during the month of October surrounding Paraflixx. So all of the content that comes out, we call it Scream Streams, and it has a nice ring to it. We're really excited. Ring, yeah. Mm-hmm. So we launched October 1st for Paraflixx. Paraflixx is in full gear. You can download the Paraflixx app or subscribe on the website. There's a really nice 25% off code on the website as well for an annual subscription. And it's $39.99 a year, $3.99 a month. And it's on Apple TV, Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Google Play Store, Apple Store, stream on the go, your favorite devices, the TVs, of course. And it's just been an amazing experience. Patti is my our senior executive VP at Paraflixx, and I pinch myself working with her every day. She's incredible, very humble to work with her. She's a dear place of my heart, along with our other business partner, who is lucky enough to live in Norway. Nicholas Bonani, we love him. A big shout out to Nicholas, and we're just rocking and rolling. Everybody at Paraflixx, our Paraflixx family, all of our fans, thank you for all of your love and support. All of our Paraflixx content producers, our united passion. We truly do stand for infinite possibilities, and without everybody, we wouldn't have this beautiful streaming service. It is the #1 streaming service for the paranormal, and our fans call us the Netflix of the paranormal. So check it out. Paraflixx.com.
And you have some amazing talent. They were at Para Experience. I had the pleasure of investigating with Hollywood paranormal detectives. Actually, we were in the crypt and getting some crazy EVPs. That was on last week's show. And then you got Matt Benton, the Devil's Hour.
Yes,
I believe they won an award on one of their films.
Yes.
And then the other people you mentioned, Gavin from Into the Shadow Entertainment, and who did I forget?
Yes. And we've got the New Reality on there.
Yeah, Reality, they're big.
Matt Benton has some really great episodes on there. The Harrisville Haunting is currently not on Paraflixx, but it was. So just to, of course, always want to respect everyone's work and where it's at. So that will hopefully be coming back, though, of course. And that you're at Hollywood Paranormal Detectives, the New Reality. We've got Into the Shadows Entertainment. There's a really great production coming out from Virginia City that we did at an amazing building, and the episode will be called Clampers, and it has all of us in it. Eric, you were there. Of course, Patti and I were there, and Francesca, and
we got some pretty crazy stuff.
We would be here until 5 a.m. Eastern time if we went through and we talked about how incredible, and everybody that's a part of Paraflixx really just should absolutely go check it out. The Ghost Finders are on there. They're the longest running indie paranormal show. My Paranormal Experience, just an incredible array of talent. Paranormal shows. It's not just paranormal. It's supernatural, universe and beyond. Horror. We have a really cool new horror film coming out tomorrow called Red Gate, and that will be streaming during the month of October for our Paraflixx special Scream stream. So it's all very exciting. Just go check it out. Patti and I wouldn't lead you wrong.
No. We will never.
Right? Yes. So check it out. Thank you.
Awesome. And then Patti, I didn't forget about you, so I'm going to show yours.
Okay.
Can't forget about Patti.
Absolutely not.
Save the best for.
My name is Patti Negri. I am a psychic, medium, and witch. Good witch. I only work in the light. You might recognize me from my regular appearances on Ghost Adventures with Zach Bagans and the guys, or from my appearances, or from my book, Old World Magic for the Modern World. I have literally been talking to the other side since I could talk. I just kind of knew that those imaginary friends that little kids have weren't imaginary. They were real beings and spirits I could talk to. I actually think all kids can. It just gets taught out of a lot of us. Or in our modern non-mystical society, it's our imagination. But that energy is real. And the energy, whether it's the energy of what's in your home, what's blocking your life, what's in your life, is something that we can work with from an energetic field. I work elementally, like Native Americans, pagans such as I am, or shamans of any sort, with air and the fire and the water and the earth. So that shouldn't even conflict with your belief system or your religion. Everybody understands nature because we are sitting here on this earth. So whether it's a reading, whether I'm doing a clearing, or whether we're talking to your beloved dead on the other side, we're going on a paranormal investigation just because you want to talk to ghosts. That's what I do.
And boy, did we talk to ghosts.
we talk to ghosts.
Yeah.
Patti, your energy is just so amazing. Just with everything that you do, it's just it's fantastic. I just smile like when you're talking and doing your thing because you just have a great energy and aura of yourself, and it's it's fantastic.
Thanks. Just me.
Both
just
of you.
Eric, we have some
Let's
clips,
get down to the nitty-gritty,
and then we'll have Patti talk about her experiences.
I can't wait to see because I haven't seen any.
Oh yeah.
All right, cool. Yeah. So I'm going to start out with 2 clips of you doing the Delco and then 2 clips of you talking about your experience with the Delco. And let's go with clip number 1. Can you leave this place? Are you stuck here?
You shouldn't.
What shouldn't we do?
Up for today.
What happened to you here?
Get back.
We're not going to get back. We want to communicate with you. We want to hear your story. We're here out of respect.
I'm odd.
Well, I think all of us here are odd. How do you feel about all these people here trying to communicate with you?
Can't.
You can't communicate with us? Why not? What's so funny?
I can't.
What can't you do? Is somebody holding you back from communicating with us?
You shouldn't go back. Go back there. Gin.
We were mixing gin last night. But where shouldn't we go back to?
Hello.
Hi.
Dirty. Twice.
What's dirty?
Struck.
Someone struck you?
Freak.
Who's a freak? I don't think you're a freak.
Dirty.
What's dirty? What is that in reference to?
You need help.
We can help you if you need help.
Who, me? I can't.
Are you talking about your child?
Yes.
You are? All right, so now we got part 2.
Ah.
Here we go.
Yes.
What happened to your child?
Hurts.
Your child got hurt? How?
Did you lose your child because you were
I couldn't.
What couldn't you do? Save your child?
Good. Bad. Never again.
What won't you do again?
Son.
You had a son? You had a boy? What happened to your boy?
Sorry. His. No. Walk. Next.
Are you grieving over your children?
Fire.
There was a fire here. Were you in the fire? Were you in the hotel that caught on fire?
Stop.
Did something happen to your boy in the fire?
Not you. Rich.
So not me, Rich.
There.
What about Rich?
Good crew.
Who's a good crew? Rich is a really good guy. He's probably one of the nicest guys you'll meet. You like Rich?
Couldn't get me.
But you're looking for your kids in the fire.
Am I right? Were you involved in that fire? Something happened to you?
That X.
Okay, we're going to end this session soon. If you have a message you want to tell us, this is your chance now. Tell me your name.
Cat.
Cat. That's twice. Maybe she's talking about the cat ball.
Yeah.
Do you like?
Wow.
That was pretty cool. Like the cat ball went off and I said, that's your name. And he said cat. So I don't know how random was that? But we were doing EVP sessions before that. And we were under the impression that there were two spirits there, a male and a female. And the male was holding the female back, didn't want her to communicate with us. And then we were sensing that through your session. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to play, I got 2 video clips of you talking about it right after we ended the session, and then you tell us about your experience. Different perspective, right?
Yeah, it is. It's wild because I hadn't seen it. It's like, I don't remember any of it. So that's wild. Yeah.
Yep. Here we go.
You have weird eyes.
You have no idea.
Hey, Cat, yeah, I do.
You said some interesting things.
Did I?
Yeah. Tell me how you felt. Like, what were you feeling and sensing?
I've done regular Estes before, and I know this wasn't even flashy, but it was an emotional roller coaster.
I can tell.
Yeah. And
you
they
look very
came
emotional.
at me.
At once, right?
Yeah, all at once. They're just here, and you had to pick who you had to talk through, and you get the emotion, and then they pull back, and then they come in, and then they pull back, and then they come in, and wow, you just see like hallucinogenic stuff.
Yeah,
Even before
like any faces or anything like that?
First, I had the thing, I couldn't see the bricks, and I didn't know until just this second that there's bricks there, but I saw the bricks through where I couldn't see, and then the bricks started very hallucinogenic, like becoming liquid, like bricks through here, and then a face, and I saw, everybody talks about the top hat guy, I saw a top hat guy came in.
He's in the back.
But he's right next to, is he standing there?
Yeah.
I saw him in the back there.
Top hat guy, and it would morph, and it was a cross between visual and emotional and energetic, and literally would take over.
It's quite an experience, right?
Yeah, it's fabulous. Yeah, hi there. You guys were, because I truly don't want to mix in my emotions or my feelings in you, so they would be. Well,
you're the conduit. They know that you're sensitive,
yeah,
so they're even be more. They're going to be stronger with
you.
So you want to know what we were getting?
Yeah, what were you getting?
So what was really cool was, people don't know, is I had REM pods like in a circle all around you. And as soon as you said top hat guy, that REM pod kicked off. So that was pretty amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was giving you confirmation, right?
Yeah, that's what's great about that. And that's what I love, how equipment goes along with when the non-equipment to get the confirmation about things with whatever the tech equipment is. That's my favorite part of it, to show, yeah that's what I've been seeing, or I'll say it first, definitely. And you're in the other room doing whatever. But the hallucinogenic thing was wild, and to go with it. But how it's interesting because Natalie was getting the physical. They're coming at her from the front, they're coming out of the back in the physical, but I was getting it from the emotional and the
it's like a revolving
experiential
door, like
it was a revolving door, and those bricks really were melting into thing. And then I know Cody did it later from New Reality, and same experience.
That's amazing.
And bricks, as a witch, bricks are magic. They're conduits. That's why, if you're doing a hoodoo, a voodoo, or witchcraft, you're using brick dust for stuff, because there's something, I don't know what it is, but there is something magical about bricks. I did not remember that there were bricks in that room. I just saw them through you can't see through eyes. And then we took them off, and those were bricks. I didn't know they were bricks, but I think maybe part of why that place is so haunted, and so many old places when they did used to use brick, because West Coast doesn't even use bricks for anything. We're wood or we're cement or whatever, but they're holding on to it.
Yeah, definitely.
They're holding on to it.
Well, let's show part 2.
You kept on saying cat.
Yeah,
I don't know.
And
the cat ball was going off. And for some reason, we felt like a woman was coming through and something happened to like her boy. And then we heard fire, and then we were thinking maybe it was the hotel that caught on fire. Someone was holding back the woman. Like she wanted a male figure that was like maybe dominant. That was like, and you said, not me, Rich.
Yeah.
And then you said something about what? A good team or something like that. You guys are a good team or something like that.
Really?
Yeah. I felt like that you were like something was coming through that was like distressed and depressed and something like horrible happened like to their children.
Her whole posture and the way she kept sitting and grasping at
And you're like grasping like your hands.
Yeah, very different than what I usually do because it was like hypercharged, supercharged.
Mm-hmm.
The man with the hat. I don't know. He was like an overseer. He came in. He seemed ominous. And then it went into other morphing. Literally, very morphing of stuff. And
Would you do it again?
I would do it again. Yeah.
You're going to get your goggles soon.
Okay.
We'll send them to you.
Yeah, people who do it, go slow at first. Somebody who isn't used to doing it, who's hesitant of it, should be hesitant.
And what did you feel like when I put you in the like that trance like state for like a few minutes, where you just like went with the groove? How did that feel?
I went with the groove, and then I fought, and I went with it. I not consciously fought it, but the same thing.
Yeah.
Almost like dream state, out of dream, conscious, not conscious.
Because
dream, out of dream.
while you were under, we were doing an EVP session, and we were like basically communicating with someone that didn't really want to communicate with us.
Yeah, it was very.
Yeah, I told us to get out.
Wow.
It might have been the top hat man. Yeah.
It could have been.
Yeah. So it's pretty cool to see the different perspective when you're under and you don't know what we're saying. Right?
No, we have, and it's hard to remember that for anybody just watching that we know nothing. We don't. You really is no senses of anything but this.
I hate to interrupt, but we got to do a quick like commercial break, like it's a compliant thing. I just want to let everyone know that the KGRA Digital Broadcasting Show Network is going to be going to their next show. If anyone still wants to continue and watch our show, you can go to the War Party Paranormal YouTube page, and we're still on here live. And big shout out to the KGRA Digital Broadcasting Network for having us do our show here. They have other amazing shows. We're not the only one. They have Bishop Long, that was on Ghost Adventures. He has a show here. They have the MUFON, talking about UFOs. They talk about cryptids and Bigfoot and all kinds of things, and little puppies too. I'm teasing.
Ghost dog.
I love Dachshunds, by the way. I'll tell you that.
Good.
But,
Everybody should.
Did I do a good job, Mike?
Yes, you did great.
Okay, perfect. All right, so now we got that out of the way. Now we can talk about like what you really felt, what was going through, and
okay.
Can you tell the people like it's like right up your alley, right?
Yeah, this is again because I've been doing trance state forever, and this is just like hyper extending everything. I am really excited about taking these. We got these in time. I got to get back because Natalie and I are going to be in Vulture City this weekend in Arizona, and
cool.
Lots of investigations and lots of stuff. So we'll be testing these out for you guys. It's
awesome. Yeah.
By the way, Mike created a blog on the DELCO experiment on Facebook for people who had the goggles and are doing the experiment. You know, they can go there and talk about their experience. And it's really cool because like our main goal, and Mike is the mastermind, is to have everyone do it and just see what kind of experiences they're getting. Right, Mike?
Yeah. We want to see. Yeah. The more people, some teams out there will kind of hoard stuff, and everything. We want people doing this. We want the whole world people doing it, the more evidence that we could collaborate and see what is lining up between different people, different areas and different things. And, so absolutely.
And Mike, what's the name of the blog on Facebook so people can follow?
It's the DELCO Experiment Open Discussion group. And yeah, I just made it because Eric came up with the idea the other day on one of our shows, and I was like, that's a good idea. So people can write about their experiences and we can talk about it and do different things. And yeah. So, and Patti, also the same question that I asked Natalie, because you've done the Estes method multiple times and you've done this now, did you feel, how could you say they're different between the two of them? Like, what's different? And
everything is different. Honestly, it's weird because Estes method, it doesn't take me somewhere else. I get the sensory deprivation thing. So, you know, that's what it is. So you're listening, you're that much clearer to hear spirit talk and things. But Estes method and I used to do like lay in the water, that's body tap. And the Estes method, so it's got for that. But this is something completely different. This is something that takes you to another place.
What do you guys try the strobing? The light.
Yeah,
strobing.
I know.
That's freaky.
This weekend, yeah.
Yeah, I want to throw.
So this is something that whatever that strobing is. Again, if it's like you were talking to the binary boots, or I know there's been other techniques out there with flashing lights, but I don't know what it is. But it changes everything. I wouldn't even put it in the same thing with the Estes method, except for you can't hear and you're talking to ghosts.
Right. And we're very grateful you're telling people what you experience and you're on the show, and you and Natalie were our subjects. So really appreciate that.
Yeah. And I want to throw this out there real quick. So the new mode, the new pair that I'm building, they have the little button. No, it's okay. A little button on the back. You click it and it's solid, and you click it again and it flashes like this, and then you click it again and it strobes. So you could try different methods. But I do want to put this warning out there. If you're prone to epilepsy or different things like that, just make sure that you don't put the strobe on, because you know it could mess you up there. So I'm just throwing that out there for anybody that wants to try it or whatnot. And then I also have it's kind of just throwing this out there loosely. But I'm working with somebody else also in the paranormal field. He's on, you've probably seen him on TV, but working with them right now, trying to produce these to make them where everybody can purchase them. So that's in the works as well. But yeah, Patti, and then also, so Cody he was on with us last week, and he told us that he saw a man with a brimmed hat as well. So like, that's pretty wild. Can you tell us a little bit more about the visuals and stuff that you saw?
It was definitely multi-dimensional visuals. Not just, it was more than three-dimensional. It was multi-dimensional. It really was like a hallucinogenic type thing. I'm not saying I've done things, but I've been around a long time. From when if you're, for I say a mushroom or even DMT or different or ayahuasca, you go into realms and the veil is open that you go into other realms. And this really took you to other realms without having to worry about if you don't want to take a drug or something that's mind altering in that way. That's why it's nothing like the Estes method, except you wear a thing on your head and you're doing the same process, but it's not the same process at all. And maybe everyone won't be like that, but a lot of people into this business are people very intuitive. Like Natalie had her own experience. She's very intuitive. So I think the more and more it's going to just more, like I kept using the word more, but it's going to develop and develop. And I even think like doing it more, we've just done that little bit there, that how our body and our spirit and our energies start learning how to do things. Oh yeah. I think it's going to just take it to the next level. Like the first time you ride a bike, you're a little like, even when I was going in and out at the very beginning before we did it, part of me fought it, which I'm not used to. Once you're used to it, you know how to ride a bike. Yeah.
And anyone can do it. You don't have to be sensitive, because I'm not sensitive. And I don't know if I told you guys, but when I first did it, I was saying responses that related to a murder suicide at a location. It was really weird. And then we have a sensitive guy that, sensitive on our team, Joe, and he was able to talk about a boy who we were at a bar, and I believe it was Hurricane Irma there was a hurricane and there was standing water and the wires were down. And this little boy walked into the water with a wire in there and was electrocuted to death. And he was like saying stuff about that whole incident. And there happened to be a lady that was a childhood friend of that boy that just happened to be in our chat. And like, he was like right on point, and she was like getting all emotional. And in a way it was good because we gave her some comfort and some closure that her friend is okay. So, I mean, we're like touching people as well, like in helping people. And that's the number one thing for War Party Paranormal is we help people.
Exactly. So, that's what our main goal is for War Party Paranormal, is to do residentials and help people that are having problems with the paranormal. And we host live ghost hunting events in multiple different historical locations around South Florida to raise money for these historical societies and get ourselves out there to meet people,
bring awareness
and bring awareness to what's going on. And that's kind of how we started doing what we do, is doing these events live and with the public. And then and then we do a lot of investigations, for ourselves as well, because we're passionate about what we do. But yeah, no, for sure. And what Eric was talking about when Joe was doing that one session, the wildest thing to me real quick is I said, all right, everybody, we're going to be heading out of here. We want to let you know, whoever has been communicating with us, that you do not have permission to follow us home. We'll come back and visit you, but you do not have permission to follow us, any of the investigators or any of our guests home tonight. And Joe's response was, that's what I hate about being dead. And it was like, what? Like, that's crazy.
Wow.
And you can't hear anything. Like, there's no way you can't, so.
Wow.
I think I see you ladies, like, I'm predicting the future that you guys are going to be down in Miami soon doing the DELCO Experiment, and sipping on cold mojitos.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Extra mint.
I have still never been to Florida. All my travels, all the time.
Really?
I've still never been to Florida.
Yeah. Well, I've not been to Miami, so let's go.
Come on down.
Come on down.
By the way, we're on Univision, so we're like pretty big in the Latin community. We do like about one show a month there.
We got to get you guys maybe over to the Gold Coast Railroad Museum.
Yeah, and Natalie can speak Spanish through the DELCO, through the Spirit Box, so we wouldn't have a problem with.
That's right. That's right.
Well, I also took 4 years of Spanish in high school and a couple of semesters in college, so I got a couple of tricks up my sleeve.
Oh, there you go. We'll teach you the bad words.
Yeah.
That's the most important thing. That's how you stir them up.
Yeah, back in the day, like lifetimes ago, it seems like.
Now that little thing, now I'm going to feel bad because I always do nothing's coming home, whether it's an investigation or a seance or whatever. You guys all have to stay here. Nobody's coming home with us. Now I'm going to feel bad about it. They're going to be going, nobody takes us to
I just
the
want to be your friend,
right? Yeah. Boundaries.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's
don't worry, we'll come back and visit you. We'll come back. We'll talk.
I was talking to somebody else that kind of said the same thing about that. And I just said, but in a way, and this, but I'm just kind of throwing it out there, right? But sometimes they're not always what they seem. Sometimes because they know that we can't see them, so sometimes they'll kind of mimic other things to try to get closer to you or whatnot. So but that was kind of sad though. I was like, hey, you got to stay here. Oh, that's what I hate about being dead. And I'm like, but we'll come back and visit you. We promise.
Well, just
have your own party.
Yeah,
right. Definitely.
Go ahead. What's that, Nat?
Oh, yeah. I was going to say a quick theory. I've really been kind of like, now that we've talked and I've heard, Mike and Eric and everyone really explain their experience, it's really interesting because, our inner self is only a portion of our higher self package.
Right.
And our subconscious mind is the direct connection to the universe and all the infinite possibilities and everything that is connected through that is through the inner self and the spirit. So maybe just throwing this out, with the experiment with DELCO and the goggles and the whole experience that it has on the mind, maybe it has some sort of a frequency that goes along with that allows that connection to connect quicker to where it gives you that type of experience, because it's the same thing with the different frequencies, like Mike, before we started the show and at the beginning, the binaural type of frequencies and the hemisync and all of that. And there's been a lot of studies, scientific studies and everything that go along with this. So maybe I think you're onto something with hooking up and kind of seeing what it does to the brain and the brainwave. Someone that, it does have that ability to train.
If there's any neuroscientists out there that are listening, reach out to me and we'll do it. But yeah, no, I totally agree with you. And I also have a theory that, well, it's not my theory, but there's a theory that, and that I firmly believe in, that the all human consciousness is like one big internet, of consciousness, of the human consciousness. And I want to try something where somebody's going to be doing the Delco in one area remotely, and then maybe do like a live thing and have somebody doing it in another area, and just do them and see if they can almost communicate, or if their stuff is bleeding through to the two of them. And try different things.
That's exactly what it is. It's the subconscious mind. It's that micro on a macro level. We're all just an individualization of that I am presence. That's all
one energy.
So and that's a beautiful thing.
Go ahead, Patty.
I agree wholeheartedly. And in all my experiences of traveling, there is no time and space on the other side.
100%.
So we should be able to do that from different states, different places, different anything. And I have done that in mediumship experiments with my students and thing. And so this should just, again, amp it up.
Yeah.
And Patty and I would love to. We would love to help.
Absolutely. And we would love to have you guys. And especially since, the results from you guys doing it were so outstanding that, we would absolutely. So you guys got a pair, and maybe we can work something out.
Well,
what's that?
Yeah, we got to send Natalie a pair too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, I would love to have a pair. No, Willow started barking whenever you were saying that Patty and I, that you would love for Patty and I to help. It was like, Willow's like, me too.
We'll get some doggy fitted goggles as well.
Yeah, little dog ones.
Okay.
Yes, please. I keep muting myself. That's why I'm going in and out. Goodbye again.
Okay. But Patty, I wanted to throw out something real quick. We were talking to Cody last week, and there's an interesting location, because I know you're Los Angeles where he is. There's an interesting location in Los Angeles, and there's one down here in Miami. Well, not in Miami, but out in the middle of the Everglades, called the Aerojet Rocket Facility. And the director of the Aerojet Rocket Facility was Jack Parsons. And he, well, you know who I'm talking about, right? So he was.
Of course I do.
He worked with
Jet Lab,
Crowley.
JPL, Aleister Crowley, witchcraft, the whole thing. Yes, that's JPL, Jet Lab.
So both of these facilities are abandoned now, and they're both have paranormal activity.
You have one there?
Yep. There's one there, and there's one here. And it'd be interesting if we did experiments in both locations, because, I mean, the place that I guess people found out about the background of Aerojet, and now, like in our location over here, they do Santeria, they do satanic worship. And there's like some crazy things there, and we've experienced some,
and it's so creepy looking too. It's just like a post-apocalyptic. It's all spray painted up. It's out in the Everglades, and Eric actually found it from the python hunters.
Sounds so cool.
Yeah,
the python.
It's a prime spot to catch pythons. We got a big epidemic in the Everglades with pythons. They're like humongous. They can like take down an alligator, so they're trying to like eradicate them.
It's pretty. It's a wild location.
That's more scary than ghosts. Way more scary.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So
we go there during the day, and we got to scope the place out, and we always have thermals just in case, because there's panthers, there's alligators, there's skunk ape.
Skunk apes.
So yeah, like that would be really cool. Like if we did an experiment there, and what if we like got Jack Parsons, or what if we got Aleister Crowley? Like how
we probably really could. I mean, they would both be open to it, I'm sure. And again, it was Jet Propulsion Laboratory. JPL was Jack Parsons, not Jet Propulsion Laboratory, what it turned into when they had to whitewash everything.
Yeah.
So,
JPL,
real
right
quick,
in Pasadena.
This location here was
huge.
a secret. It was a secret facility that they were testing liquid and solid fuels during the space race, and they were testing the solid fuels here. And then once they NASA adapted to going to liquid fuel, the place was abandoned. And there is still all
there's
their
still an
lockers
underground rocket silo with the
there's a rocket in it.
Yeah, pretty crazy.
Yeah, it's wild. So,
and another thing that we haven't visited that is not too far away from there, and it's out in the Everglades, is this cabin that's called the Crowley Museum. That's going to be in our horizon soon. So I don't know why I said that, but we were talking about Aleister Crowley. So
do it. I mean, he was probably weird in a lot of ways, but he's not what people have turned him into. I don't think yes, he was a lot of things, but I don't think he's the big Satan, whatever. At all, study what it is. He was a showman. He was a lot of things. He was quirky, but he's a magician.
And plus, my favorite songs from Ozzy, Mr. Crowley. Mr. Crowley. I just had to throw that out there. Sorry.
We're on to something here.
Yeah, definitely. All right, so we're winding down. Patti, I want you to tell people what's up and coming, where they can follow you. Do you have a new book? I know you have a podcast. I think it's like weekly.
Yeah, what do you got coming up in the future?
I've got a few things I've just shot, like regular TV things, but and I think I really totally. I can't talk about it yet, but I think I totally ruined my first TV show.
Oh no.
No, we'll talk about that later. Yeah.
Later, yeah.
No.
Cool things.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later. But I've got all sorts of things. Yes, I've got my Witching Hour podcast, and it is in video on Paraflixx. We're getting ready to send a new season, I hope. It's also in audio on all your regular podcast places and on my YouTube page. I also have a brand new one called The Witches Movie Coven, and there has been so many movies about witches since the 1800s when they started making movies. And my two partners are Jason Mankey, who's a boy witch up in the Seattle area, and Heather Green, who literally wrote the book on witches in movies. She works with Llewellyn Books. It's this Bible size thick. So it's really fun because it's live on YouTube and everywhere. We're doing that through Halloween, and I think we might keep it going because people seem to like it. So
cool.
Of course, Paraflixx, fun to Paraflixx. Also my school, University Magicus. Natalie is one of our teachers. We have it's a real life Hogwarts is what we call it, because we wanted it real accessible. It isn't really, but Bishop Long teaches there. We have Catholic priests, we have witches, vampires. Now we have a werewolf. He's actually a professor at University of Washington. He's a many degree witch, pagan, but he's taken that lycanthropy. It doesn't mean he believes he's a witch, just like vampires aren't drinking blood, my vampire. And it's beautiful. We have over 20 teachers now, from Reiki masters to crystals to New Age to very energetic run, and it's crazy affordable. We wanted it really cheap, that no one cannot afford to learn something if they want to. And we don't tell there is a one truth, because I think there's a lot of ways from my house to you guys' house. So we just give you all the beautiful options, and you find your own. So that's universitymagicus.com. And then you find everything go together at my website, pattinegri.com, pattinegri.com. And from there, you can find my correct social medias, because there's a lot of fake me's. I will never contact you and tell you need a reading or tell you give me a discount. No, Patti Negri Psychic Medium on Facebook, the one with the blue check. I'm not verified on Instagram, don't know why. Patti.Negri, Twitter, all the usual things. But again, go to Paraflixx, pattinegri.com, the school, and my book. I don't have a new book. I have one being edited right now. a mediumship book, but Old World Magic for the Modern World. It's literally simple life hacks to get through life. You don't have to be a witch. You don't have to be a medium or a psychic or a paranormal investigator. Just why a pinch in your toilet and the salt in the toilet before you sit down will get rid of stress. Stuff like that.
Did I just see Wheezy?
Yeah,
oh, there she is.
She's up here.
Kitty.
Hi, Wheezy.
Hi. Cute.
She's not very shy.
So
And then Natalie, I know you talked about Paraflixx. Anything else you want to share?
Yeah. So again, we have Vulture City Paracon coming up. Go to Vulture City
this week.
Yes. On Friday it starts. VultureCityParacon.com, and that's right outside of Phoenix. So if you're in the area, totally come see us. It's going to be in it's by Wickenburg in the Vulture City Ghost Town. We were there last year. Beautiful, beautiful experience. And then after that, I've got a really cool event in Pampa, Texas with my paranormal experience. So if you live in Texas or you're around the Pampa, Texas area, check that out. Or you can shoot an email to team@paraflixx.com. And then later on after that in the month, I've got a really cool event at Haunted Hill House in Mineral Wells, Texas, with the Ghost Town Terror show. Tim Wood and all the guys over at it's on the 29th. So it's actually going to be at Mineral Wells. You can go to hauntedhillhouse.com to look at the event, get tickets. It's going to be a really, really nice time. And then in early November, on November 5th, I will be out in Jefferson City, Texas, with Wraith Chasers at the History, Haunts, and Legends Paranormal Conference. I don't know how I remember all
That's
of
a tongue twister.
Say that real fast.
I don't know how you remember all that. That's good because
it's literally a thing. So that's good, but that's every year. They've been doing it for years now, over 20 years. Jody, she's hosts the event. She's such a gracious host. So we'll be out there, Paraflixx, with a booth and hanging out with everyone. And that's in Jefferson, Texas. Like I said, that's a ghost town as well. So it's really exciting. And then I think I'll kind of pump the brakes a little bit while I say that, but you know, just never, that's not a thing. So you can find out more about me at natalieannjones.com. And I do have a book that I've written called Awaken the Higher Self, Bringing Darkness to Light. You can get that on Amazon along with Patty's book, or you can go to awakenthehigherself.com. And working on a second book. It's called The Little Secret Book of Life. Don't have an ETA on that all in perfect time ETA. So yeah, everything's good. There's a mosquito running around my office here. Hopefully it goes.
Natalie, real quick. So if they go to your website, they can link to a lot of the other stuff, right? Is that correct?
Yes, absolutely. If you go
to what I'll do is in the description for this YouTube video, I'll put Patty's and yours website there as well. So any of the guests want to visit, they can easily just go and link to you.
Perfect.
Yeah, because she's much better than I. Well, I'm somewhere every single week for the next month and a half too, but she's better. I know we have Vulture City next week. I've got Massachusetts Paracon. I've got Darkwater Paracon in Plattsburgh, New York. I've got the Vampire Ball, which everybody should come to in New Orleans. We now have the sponsorship AMC, the new Interview with a Vampire. I'm going to be hosting the Witches Ball on Friday and the Vampire Ball on Saturday. And again, just like Ouija boards aren't what people think they are, vampires and witches aren't what people think they are. We're doing ritual for Ukraine downstairs while we're dancing upstairs. It's magic. And I can't remember where else. I think I've got a thing back in Texas. I'll be with you. So I can't remember it. Just go to the website.
Yeah, I can't imagine.
I want to have your lives.
Yeah, you guys are nonstop. You guys are nonstop.
Right, Patty?
Right.
I've seen Patty's schedule. I couldn't believe it.
No, when we were at Silver Queen, I saw your calendar and I'm like, holy crap. Like, you're busy. I was like really surprised. How do you do that all?
But you have to schedule everything, like shower. Otherwise, you don't. If it's like
exactly eat.
I thought we were busy.
Do the Delco.
Do the Delco. It's going everywhere with me, and Natalie and I are going to play with this so much this weekend.
So much fun. so much
I'm
fun.
excited
Thank
for
you so
you
much.
guys to check it out. No, for sure. And
yeah, so Mike and I need to hit up some Paracons and start, talking about
Yes,
the
you should.
Delco and bringing some goggles with us.
Yeah, absolutely.
You guys, I should. I'm going to show. I have a lot of. I work with some YouTuber guys. They're called TFIL. They're overnight. They've been around a long time. I'm going to show them these. They're going to want these. We're doing I think a Virginia City thing next month too. They're taking the whole city.
Jealous.
As they do. Yeah, but I have something I just did with them and Megan Trainor coming out in October. But they love equipment.
Sure.
They're going to love these because they're getting real sensitive too.
It's awesome, and you guys rock, and I know you guys are busy, and I really want to thank you for your time. Time is valuable, and for you guys to come out and join us.
I'm just so appreciative of all the support you guys always give us. It's just amazing. I mean, I'm like, I do deserve this. No, it's awesome. I really appreciate that.
We just really appreciate your support. We really
and
do.
just
always get support from us, Swore Party Paranormal.
Yeah, absolutely. And real quick, guys, if you want to follow any of my personal content, if you go to FLAparanormalresearcher.com, it links to all my social media and all the crap I got going on. And I've been kind of focusing a lot on my YouTube lately, and I got a new Halloween special coming out. It's going to be really neat. It was from one of our interactive paranormal investigations with the whole team, with the public, and that was at the Riddle House, and that Ghost Adventures filmed in 2008. So that's going to be coming out here shortly. And last but not least, our host.
Don't forget about me.
That's you.
But you can find my personal stuff up above me, right up there. Ghost Hunter of South Florida. Raise the roof. Yeah, you can find all my personal stuff there. It's on YouTube. Been a little bit slack on my YouTube because I've been working on War Party Paranormal. TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and also don't forget our amazing team, War Party Paranormal. Right there on the bottom, you see our website. It connects to everything, all our Univision stuff that we do, the live shows that we broadcast here. If you need help, you can reach out to us. We don't charge a dime. We're non-for-profit. And if anyone charges you for an investigation, don't trust them. And what else? Oh, and thank you to all our amazing fans in the chat. You guys are so engaging. We appreciate every single one of you.
Absolutely.
And that's why we do what's on the bottom, our raffle for the Ghost Hunter store. And there's a special code, Mike. What is it?
Every week it changes. This week, if you go ahead and comment Paraflixx in the comments of this YouTube video, you'll be entered into the chance to win for the raffle. And then last but not least, real quick, I just want to give a big shout out.
There's another code. There's another code for a discount too.
Oh yeah, that's
forgot about that one.
Ghost Gone Wild. So I have to check out.
Don't think dirty. It's not girls Gone Wild.
Ghost
Gone Wild. Okay. Just want to make that clear.
And last but not least, real quick, just want to give a quick shout out to Joe Torino, one of our fellow teammates and a good friend of mine, for his new podcast, Welcome to Floor Weirda,
aka El Puma.
Yep. And he's got that going on, and it's really good stuff. So thanks everybody for coming. Thanks you guys again for
Thank
coming.
You so much.
And we appreciate you guys.
And we have to bring more team members next time we see you guys.
Absolutely.
And come to Florida.
Yeah,
we're waiting for you anytime you want.
Okay.
You got to open
Florida.